This video will be brief because it's one of those that shouldn't have had been made at all. Several months ago, it was announced that an ancient altar, Mayan altar, was discovered in Tikal National Park, located in the dense jungles of Guatemala. It was said that this altar was used for child sacrifice, and as the archaeologists dug around this altar, they found the remains of 3 toddlers. An archaeologist from one of the universities in Mexico, though this person was not part of the dig, said that this discovery proved that the Tikal city-state and the colonial dynasty had an interconnection between both cultures where they would see their relationships with their gods and celestial beings were alike. Now, she went on to say, "We see how the issue of sacrifice exists in both cultures. It was a practice. It's not that they were violent. It was their way of connecting with the celestial bodies." As I had to really think about the comment where she was saying that they were not violent at all, I was trying to see it from her perspective, perspective of others, even the Mayans themselves, and it doesn't make any sense to me how you could say it was nonviolent, because if you're going to say this is nonviolent, this was a nonviolent practice of human sacrifice, then can we say the same thing about how they conducted the Salem witch trials, the torture of other people that were accused of witchcraft in Europe? Like, they're just trying to cleanse their souls, they're trying to save them from themselves, so they weren't a violent people at all. Because if you're going to go down this kind of thinking where, we're not going to call violence, which violence is harm to another human being, how almost every society has understood it, that violence, again, is harming another person. This showed that they harmed children. Yes, it's about their culture, and I understand that from a perspective, like, we shouldn't judge the past based on today's standards. Like, I totally get that. We shouldn't have a presentist kind of stance on that and just say, well, we're better than them. However, to go on and say, oh, it wasn't violent at all, it's all good, they were just practicing a religion, this is absurd. It is the only way you come to this conclusion, in my opinion, is abandoning reason altogether. And I know there's the theories of relativism, and where, each society comes up with their ideas of what is right and wrong. Okay, I guess from their perspective, yeah, it was not wrong to harm children, but okay, we can go have that philosophical argument about that. However, you have to say what it is, which it was violent. They violently killed these children, and the reason why they did that was because they saw their virtue, their innocence, as being something that the gods wanted, and so they would sacrifice these children to them. Aside from all judging the past and by today's standards, it's still messed up. I'm not going to go around and say, oh, no, it's fine. It's no, it's messed up completely. But again, if we're going to use this kind of thinking where we're going to say that, violence is not violence, then how do you even define violence? And it will just go in different directions, in insane directions. But, this is one of the problems in academia, sadly, and elsewhere, of course, that we're just going to say, well, this is not violent, even though it is, or this is not such and such because, I don't know, definitely from the Native Americans, I understand there's a lot of whitewashing of history. A lot of that happened. I'm not going to deny that, where they were not given their proper dues and that they were assimilated into European culture. But even with respect to them and giving their dues, you still don't come to this conclusion unless you abandon reason. But that's all I got to really say about this. Please do your own research, think for yourself, and do not abandon reason for madness. Thank you. Goodbye.